For the CODE Bet preliminary final preview.
Good timing.
Let's go, gentlemen. Collingwood, GWS. The odds at the moment, Alex, 157 for Collingwood, GWS $2.45. The line at 10.5.
Yep.
The over-under floating around the 166, 167 mark. You wrote this preview.
It's long.
Yeah, he's going to read the whole thing and we're going to have an hour and a half show.
1,900 words later, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, this line's actually moved. It started off at about 13.5, so it's just slowly but surely eked its way in throughout the week. But the Pies going through, they've won 22 of their last 26 at the MCG. They absolutely slaughtered GWS. The MCG earlier this year, it was about 65 points. That was in round 9. It was Mother's Day. Let's all remember Bo McCreary's mum did that thing.
Yeah,
the
all speech,
over social media.
That was awesome.
Great.
Did she do a flip?
I hope so. Yeah.
Do a flip.
Yeah. Anyway, GWS has now won 4 on the bounce to make the prelim, and they've kicked 100 points in 3 of them, and they kicked 90 odd last week. Should have hit the over last week if they kicked straight. That hurt.
Yeah.
But they've also covered in 4 of their last 5 matches between the two teams. The one of the 5 was earlier this year. Bit of history here because the 2019 grand final, GWS came from the clouds to win that.
Yeah, that was nuts.
They were heavy outsiders that day and beat Collingwood, and Collingwood fans cried. It was hilarious. This is the 3rd prelim that Collingwood have played in the last few years. They obviously lost to the Swans by a few points and lost to GWS by a few points. Their form is a little fugazi coming into this Collingwood. It's like they've won 3 and they've lost 3, but you look at who they've beaten in the 3. Essendon, stats guy could beat them. Geelong with that injury ravage. Geelong with that injury ravage, Stats Guy could have got a game. And they self-sabotage. The Demons last week self-sabotage like Stats Guy does on a daily basis on Tinder. So,
whoa, I got 3 drive-bys.
Yeah, I had to get that in. It's been 3 days, mate.
Just sit here.
But yeah, it's...
He had that one written on the back of his hand, though.
Yeah, it's like the Rock in that John Cena. I was like, I've got to get these lines
I feel like Alex's notes on his phone are just drive-bys for Chelsea and me. And then
mate,
no work.
Give you the drive-by after Chelsea's performance last week. But yeah, it is a worry. And then there's also been a lot of the injury concerns around. Obviously, Taylor Adams is going to miss with the hamstring. The younger Dakai, Nick, is back.
Yes, he is.
Dacos the younger.
Yeah. First game since August 5th. It's got to be a concern. Like, how are we feeling about that? Because everyone's like, oh, Dacos is in. Collingwood are going to be so much better.
Because his odds are still so low, I'd be steering clear of him just because you're not sure how he's going to be. I still think he's going to play pretty well. They wouldn't play him if he wasn't like
it's a prelim final. He's playing. No, it's a prelim.
He's going to be all right, I think. Yeah,
he had 42 last time they played.
Yeah, he did.
But he won't get anywhere near that, I don't think.
Yeah,
I would be very tempted to go throw caution in the wind and go Nick Dacos just gets plenty of it as GWS maybe still run rampant over him.
Well, we said in the early bets article earlier this week, Nick Dacos 35 plus at $3.15 with Ladbrokes, because it's just like, he's young and he just won't care, so he's just going to run himself into the ground anyway. Like ring rustiness, so what? Just handball it to me every time, guys. I'll get a lot of the footy. So that's sort of my concern is Collingwood's actual lineup compared to GWS. They've hit form at the right time of the year, and they seem to be the most informed team of the two coming in.
They've won 11 of 13.
Yeah.
4 straight, obviously. The last one that they did lose was to Port? 5 weeks ago?
They lost 5 weeks ago. But they turned it around and smashed Port last week. Like, just punched him directly in the face.
I think the really big thing here is rust versus rest.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
This is Collingwood's, like, they've played 1 game in 28 days by the time they run out onto the MCG tomorrow night.
Gee, they could rip it up.
Yeah. Or they could start slow.
That's a 28 days joke, you dinguses. Jeez, that was awesome.
But
yo, check this style. Wow. I love it.
Okay.
Let's go 28 days.
I'll have to listen to that after this, I reckon.
Frankston's finest.
There you go.
Even Homie laughed at that. Jeez,
we get a laugh.
The studio's gone nuts.
But so also 4 of the last 5 between the two have hit overs. Like the weather here in Melbourne is meant to be brilliant tomorrow night.
Yep.
And the way that both teams, they just run and gun through the midfield. I think we see high scoring. I think GWS, they're going to come out firing early. Collingwood could be slow out of the marks, and this is where we may get one of those psychopathic Collingwood comebacks. Like, how are we sort of thinking with the over-unders? Like, it's pretty high at 167.5.
Last prelim? Yeah.
93, 94.
Yeah, so that was, they came flying back in that second half, right, and pushed
5 goals in the last quarter.
Yeah, the form, especially of your Giants forward line, like Riccardi in great form, Hogan can kick a couple of goals. You got midfielders streaming through as well. You got Canelio just kicking goals for fun as well. So, yeah, I'd be going the over.
Yep.
Interesting. I'm definitely going to go the over. The Dacos thing as well, I think he's gone over 35 7 times already this year.
Yeah.
Which is big numbers.
Yeah,
It's huge.
He's pretty good.
I don't mind that 35.
He's kind of good, yeah. That's it.
But the over I think is easily the play.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty low.
Sort of feel like though in terms of game script, do you worry about the lack of for GWS if somebody just takes out Greene, can Hogan step up? Will Riccardi just disappear like he did last week?
That's what I'm worried about.
Riccardi
probably
didn't
my big
disappear last week.
qualm.
He just didn't kick straight. He still took, that was the second most amount of marks he's taken all season. He took 6 marks last week. He just didn't kick straight.
Yeah.
If he kicked straight, you're like, Riccardi's kicked 5. How good? Hogan, he's in the form of his life. I don't think anything's going to sort of slow him down at the moment. Darcy Moore's got his hamstring issues. Nathan Murphy's one pushover from like having another concussion. I think GWS are really perfectly set up to win this, but for player props, you've got to look at Nick Dacos. He's 30 plus, $1.73. If he just runs and guns from the start off half back before integrating the midfield, I think that's a good start. Billy Elliott, he's a favourite with CODE Bet. He's kicked 13 goals against GWS in 8 games. He's got 2 or more in 8 of Collingwood's last 9 matches at the MCG. His favourite.
Yep.
Jack Crisp. He's actually played 3 preliminary finals. This is his 4th. All of them, he's got 26 or more disposals.
He loves the prelim.
25 plus
is
is 255. I actually went back and watched the highlights of the GWS Collingwood prelim from 4 years ago. He was just streaming through the midfield all day. It was insane. You look towards GWS. Who do you think's, Toby Greene aside, who's been their best player in the last month?
You got
Josh Kelly.
Kelly or Canelio's up there as well.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be. It was Kelly and Whitfield is what I was leaning to. Like Kelly started kicking goals in the last few weeks as well. This is the best stat ever. 25 plus in his last 17 Victorian games.
Oh, Victorian.
It's a pretty good stat.
Yeah, and against Collingwood earlier this year, had 27 and a goal. Against St Kilda, he did that as well. Kicked a couple of goals there. The 25 and a goal is $3.18 with Ladbrokes. Toby Greene averages 23.7 touches against Collingwood, which is way up on his career average, which sits about that 18, 19 mark.
Yeah.
2 or more goals in 18 of his last 20. 20 and 2 again, $3.30. And then, as you said, stats guy, Lockie Whitfield, he had 33 last week, and his run and carry was just awesome.
Yep.
4 games in a row, he's had 30 plus.
He's actually shown consistency. It's really good, yeah.
And he had 29 against Collingwood earlier this year. I'm happy with the 30 plus at $1.85. And then it's sort of like, who's going to kick the goals? That's my worry for Collingwood, because this backline of Buckley and Sam Taylor, it's awesome.
They've been in great form. Yeah.
They're going so well. They just shut Port Adelaide out of it last week. Like, Dan McStay needs to have a big game. He's on mad amount of money. He's kicked 1.3 goals a game this year. 3 plus is $3.30. He's kicked 18 goals, 6. He's kicked 2 plus in a fair few of his games this year, but he hasn't kicked more than 2. $3.30 for 3 goals, and then I'm going Jake Riccardi again. 3 goals at $5.
So your case for McStay seems to be that he's been bad, and this time he won't be bad.
Yeah. No, my case is that
we're paying him lots of money to be good, and he's been bad. So he should be good this week.
The case is he can go to another level. He just hasn't yet.
Yeah, he has. He did at Brisbane.
He did. Yeah,
but he hasn't yet. Yeah, that's why I'm a bit worried about him. But
at least he's been kicking a goal or 2 a game. But for Collingwood to win this game, he needs to kick a few goals. Like, you're not going to rely on a bunch of blokes kicking 2 or 3. He needs to go big, and Myercheck somehow needs to go big. He seemingly goes missing in these big games. Myercheck, I'm massively against him here.
Yeah,
that's why I haven't mentioned him at all in the article.
That's why you've gone McStay. Yeah.
So McStay's kicked 2 plus in 7 of their last 8.
Yep.
Which is pretty chaos. But he hasn't gone above
over
that.
2.
He hasn't gone above 2 all year.
That is shocking.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's weird.
On $800,000 a year, you want more goals.
How about, so Billy, I mean, he's your 2 plus sort of play. Yeah. McStay 2 plus is where I'd probably land.
Because it's like, well, who's Myercheck going to shut down? I mean, not Myercheck. Who's Sam Taylor going to shut down? Probably Myercheck. And then you leave Buckley to go on McStay.
Yeah.
Sure.
But they've both been...
Or Himmelberg as well, because he's tall.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
Good ones. Have you got a first goal kicker for us, stats guy?
Yeah, I got a couple. Bit of value in this game. So Bobby Hill, $15. I think that's great value. He's kicked the first goal 6 times across the last few years, which is more than any Pies player. So he's done it, I think, a couple of times in the last month and a half or so.
Kicked a goal in his last 9 MCG games too.
Yeah, he loves the G. I did notice that. So he's been awesome. He's just a great crummer. He's going to get a goal early, I reckon. And then Stephen Canelio on the other side, $21. I know he's a midfielder, but he's got 6 goals in his last 4 games. He's got, I think, last 2 have been 2 plus. He's got the first goal 3 times the last few years. Can burst out of the midfield. Wouldn't be surprised if I see him bursting out of the midfield or just pushing forward really early, which he's been doing a lot more in the last couple of months. So first goal, $21.
The run and gun of GWS.
And then just a sneaky one.
You're wrong. It's Toby Greene.
Oh, it's Toby Greene?
First goal kicker of this game will be Toby Greene.
Last couple of weeks.
Because you know what will make Collingwood fans the most angry?
Yeah, Toby Greene.
Toby Greene just coming out of nowhere, getting it up there, Collingwood fans, and just going, I don't even care. They'll be leaning over, they'll be spitting, they'll be like
He'll be doing these
they'll
ones.
be
Yeah,
using
give
all
him a
three of their
silent.
teeth to open their cans. Who knows what's going to happen, but the Collingwood fans will be upset, and that's what I'm here for.
Ooh.
I'm here for upset Collingwood fans.
Yes.
Let's
We're
go,
always-
Toby Greene.
we're always
First
down.
goal kicker
He's not-
at the MCG, Friday night. Book it.
We did look at that stat this morning, though. On that Braden Maynard has actually only considered one goal
He's
on
towelled
100,
him.
142 minutes of playing on him. So one goal. He's got the best record of any player. on him.
Yeah, Toby Green's form the last month I'm going to back over,
But I'd still,
over Thug
I
Maynard.
don't think he's going to go big, but I think he'll get 2.
Oh,
But then
man. But I love this idea of Maynard versus Green. It's like Alien
Two angry
versus
guys.
Predator.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, we lose. Like that kind of vibe, right?
Yeah.
That stinks. But anyway, Toby Greene, first goal kicker, just because I want to see the absolute hearts ripped out of
That'd be
Collingwood
funny.
fans. It's right there. It's sitting right in front of us. Come on, Toby. Pick it up. Pick
What's
it
he
up.
paying?
Stand
$8.
up.
Actually, $8 for him is pretty good.
Pretty good
because
value.
Usually, he's around that, even $6.50. So $8,
Nice.
not bad.
All right, so what are our game picks? What are we leaning on? What are the sort of locks for this game you feel? Obviously, the over, I think, is where we're all landing.
Yep.
Yeah, got to go the over.
I'm going GWS at the line, the 10.5, because I think even if Collingwood win, and they probably will, it's a big, big sound. I get that. But I don't know if it's big enough to get past the Pies.
Oh.
I'm here for that song's silence in the MCG on Friday night at about 10:30.
I reckon
would
there'll
be-
be a few orange, supporters.
I'm
there.
going to be one of
Yeah,
them.
there'll be like just random people like, oh, dress up in some orange. Why not? I hate Collingwood.
Gonna
I
go
don't
buy-
have to dress up.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a high vis on my way out this
See,
Arvo.
everyone
If
who
we
picked
said
on
that,
me ever. Oh, Ginger Kid. It's like, yes, now it's my time. The rise of the orange. Let's go. But the simple idea, though, I do feel like they can do it, but it would be the most hilarious outcome with the AFL sitting on. We've got Melbourne in the finals. We've
Yeah.
got Collingwood.
They've
we've
literally got a
and
Carlton
it's only a
Collingwood grand
Brisbane
final.
GWS grand
Yes!
final.
Like AFL will be gutted with that.
Like the AFL's wet dream right now is the Carlton Collingwood grand
Of course
final.
it is.
Yeah.
Whereas the opposite of that is Brisbane GWS. And you know what? I said it after the
be
first week
fair-
of finals. I want it.
Yeah.
And it's so close. I
Any
can
team with
taste
GWS they don't want, but
No,
then the
but
other
it's
side of it
also-
is they've put a lot of money into GWS and they can go, look, they're in another
It's
grand
also
final.
it's
yeah.
also like, hey, our expansion works. Dimmer, fix Gold Coast, please.
yeah,
Please, just don't look at that one. Just get it over there.
Yeah.
Gold Coast is like, get out of the way, you. I think we're all. So I'm going GWS in the line. Stats guy.
I don't mind GWS at the line because Collingwood games they love keeping it close. But I'm going to go Collingwood 1-39 at $2.15. I'm not on the big sound. I know Alex is raring to talk about them. I just think the experience. They love a close game, which I think is going to be. They'll just get over the line in some weird way. Pressurized game. So I'm going to go Collingwood.
Yeah, I don't mind your 1-39 because with
Yeah.
my 10.5.
Most finals, especially prelims, I don't see it going 40 plus.
I mean, we've seen a few in recent years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too-
I'm leaning heavily on the big sound.
Clearly.
I'm all over them head to head. I forgot to mention the inside contested ball. Tom Greene is just going to beat everyone up and have 30 plus as well.
Ooh.
So the interesting, there's no mention in your breakdown of De Goey, who had 31 and a goal last time out.
He did, but then in his last month, his form has been very patchy where it's like, I don't want to go, oh, it's Jordan De Goey. It's just because, obviously he's got the reputation of being so good, but his form's been so patchy. There was nothing very heavily that I wanted to go with that was some sort of value. The same with not throwing
He's
him.
kicked a goal in 4 of his last 5 games.
Yeah.
So he's had 25-1, 17-2, 27-1 against Essendon. Again, stats guy apparently could have beaten them.
Yeah.
19-1
I have,
against the.
See, that's what I mean. Like,
so-
there's a lot of like the possessions. Like, there's something that's always missing in what you want to have with him. And
Yeah.
when everything's like $1.30.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the other
wanna-
thing is there's not as much value
Yeah.
for the goal. Yeah.
Whereas, like the Tom Greene 30 plus is like $1.70 as well. He's in the multi that's in the article as well. But there's no need to mention him because everyone's like, oh, Tom Greene 30 plus.
This
Yeah.
could be like the weird game though, where it's like all the focus goes on Dacos' return, and De Goey just goes, "I actually
Possibly,
might be our
yeah.
best midfielder."
Yeah.
Everybody should.
But also,
And he has
Tom
like
Greene
30
could
and
just
2.
go, I'm going to throw all of you everywhere
Interesting.
and get a lot of the footy again.
I might back a bit of De Goey there for the 25-1, if not 25-2.
Yeah.
And that'd get you pretty nice.
Well,
odds
De
on
Goey
this
is
one.
in the same game.
He's in the multi. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice one. Good stuff. How do we feel about the next game?
Do you want to talk about it?
I can tell you right now, Brisbane are going to win by 30 points. Sweet.
Yeah.
Good try, Carlton. You tried hard. You've kicked, 20 20 goals in 2 games of footy.
Oh.
Brisbane are going to kick 20 on Saturday night.
I can't
Good
wait
stuff.
to clip that up if Carlton win. But yeah, I agree.
Carlton, meanwhile, are just going to win this game the way that they win all their games in heart-stopping fashion.
Yeah,
with
heart-stopping,
me
yeah.
putting my foot through the TV.
And your dog losing his mind.
The dog just going, what is Jim doing? So anyway.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.